What's going on, everyone? So I saw this headline that was, what should Lakers' identity be? And to me, I think it's pretty obvious. To me, I think it's what it's essentially been the last handful of years, basically dating back to the bubble. And since we got Anthony Davis, I actually think this is kind of a silly question. But let's dive into it. So to me, I think that the Lakers' identity is that hard-nosed, inside-out type team. You got LeBron James and Anthony Davis, who are both monsters on the inside, right? And it's how they've had the most success, right? Like you look at, say, even the 2020 team, right? They had Danny Green, Avery Bradley, Kyle Kuzma, KCP, right? Like you had several guys on that roster that could all shoot threes. And the Lakers were like 26th in the league that year in three attempts and percentage. But they were one of the top teams in the league in just total offense and particularly the interior. And even last year, Lakers were like top 5 in 3-point percentage, but like dead last in attempts, and they were averaged 118 points per game. Right? Like the offense was cooking, especially with Rui. And it's because of the inside-out game. You have Anthony Davis, who is one of, if not the biggest mismatches when he is particularly on and around the basket that there is. I mean, he's absolute money 15 in. Now, in the bubble, he was money essentially 30 in, but, he still has that, like, mid-range, especially that elbow, is just absolute money. But your two stars are best on the inside, on the interior. How do we win the in-season tournament? They put LeBron and AD on the block and just everything ran through them. How did we make it to the conference finals? You put LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the block and everything flowed through them. Even the year after the bubble, right? Where if it wasn't for Anthony Davis getting hurt, we'd probably go back to back. We were dominating Phoenix. How are we dominating Phoenix? Anthony Davis and LeBron James on the block and everything was running through them, right? And LeBron James was making Jay Crowder look like his son. Ayton and them had no answer for Anthony Davis. And Lakers were just dominating that matchup. It's a very simple concept, in my opinion. Right? Like, I don't think that the Lakers need to change their identity. Now, look, JJ Redick has plans to, he wants to shoot more threes. And he wants a more movement, motion offense, right? Wants a lot more action, a lot more sets, a lot more play calling. That's fine. But he also plans on using Anthony Davis as the offensive anchor and continue to run an inside-out game, right? Like, the offense and the motions and the actions are still going to involve the inside with LeBron and Anthony Davis and their ability to make plays out of the post, as well as guys out on the perimeter doing their thing. There's just going to be a lot more cutting, a lot more action. Anthony Davis and his ability to actually pass. He's actually a very good passer. He just doesn't get a lot of the opportunity, right? Like, the idea is to basically, these two guys are essentially on the block again, and everything's kind of flowing through them, but there's a lot more movement. It's not LeBron heavy isolation at the top of the key for 20 of the 24 seconds on the shot clock, and now he's making a play. And it's just like, no, it's supposed to be whoever initiates it, and then boom, it's this well-oiled machine. But Anthony Davis and LeBron James are still going to be the focal points, still going to be the main kind of catalyst to that offense, as they should. But not even just LeBron James and Anthony Davis. You have multiple guys. Rui Hachimura, Christian Wood. Two guys that Darvin Ham utilized terribly. He used both of these guys as if they were 3-and-D wings as opposed to efficient elite scorers around the rim. I mean, Rui Hachimura has one of the best mid-range statistics in the league. Like, literally. He's excellent on the block, is a mismatch because of his physicality. Christian Wood is a guy that go get you, 18 to 20 a night. Yes, both guys have the ability to stretch the floor and knock down the three ball, but there is a clear advantage that both of them have slotted on the inside. Rui, as great as he was at the three last season for the Lakers, had a career night when he played the 4 when LeBron was out. His best games statistically were at the 4 when LeBron James was out. Because he's better at the 4. He's better defensively. He's better offensively because it's just easier because he's not going up against long, twitchy, athletic wings. Right? He's going up against, usually the slower guys that he can kind of get by or, use his size and strength to kind of bully. Right? Like most of the times that these two guys scored around the rim, it was them creating rather than the Lakers creating. And you have multiple guys on this roster, on this team, that are excellent at just creating for themselves. But again, at that 15 in. Christian Wood should have been, I'm not expecting him to be a 18-8 guy, because, he's going to be the 5th option at best on the Lakers, right? Realistically, he's probably going to be the 7th or 8th option, but he should have at least been a double-digit a game guy. He should have at least been, 10 to 12 on good efficiency because he was utilized properly. Same thing with Rui. Rui had an excellent shooting season, and yet he still felt very underwhelming. And then he got to the playoffs, and that shooting went away, and he was essentially unplayable. Why? Because you have two guys that are best on the block, utilizing their strengths, 15 in. You have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, you have Christian Wood, you have Rui Hachimura. 4 guys that could go get you 20 on any given night if you just put them in the right position. Put them in the right spot. Right? Like, you have the perimeter guys in D'Lo and Reeves and Christie, and that's great. And that's why you play an inside-out game. Christian Wood has the ability to make plays out of the post. Rui Hachimura has the ability to make plays out of the post. Not just for themselves, but for others. Obviously, LeBron James and Anthony Davis being the passers. Their identity is be physical, be aggressive around the rim, use your size. They're still one of the bigger teams. Use your size and your strengths and dominate the interior. Dominate the interior. Get to the foul line as they do. Right? Like, the key to the Lakers' success has been there the last handful of years. It's just, again, lack of understanding at times, lack of properly coaching at times, injuries. Like, there have been several factors as to why the Lakers haven't won another chip. Overall talent is questionable too. But I believe that if the Lakers play to their strengths and identities, which I believe J.J. Redick will do, because I think J.J. Redick is a big X's and O's guy, a big, analytics guy. So I think he's going to follow what the analytics say. Analytics say, put the ball on the block, dominate the free throw battle, dominate the paint, kick out, knock down threes with efficiency. I mean, even last year, right? A lot of people act like the Lakers didn't win 47 games. Like they weren't one of the top statistical three-point shooting teams in the league, even with Austin Reeves and his struggles shooting the basketball with consistency. A lot of that was D'Lo having a historic season and LeBron shooting the ball well and Rui shooting like 43%. But still, like, you had good shooting. They didn't take a lot of threes. I would like better balance this year, don't get me wrong. But the solution to, hey, let's win another championship, it's inside out. It's the interior. It's trusting your two stars to dominate down low. I mean, LeBron James is literally unstoppable when he gets to the basket. Same thing with Anthony Davis. When he's around the rim, the dude is absolute money in a bucket. I just think that J.J. Redick's going to make things easier for these guys. I think J.J. Redick will slot guys more properly. I think the offense will be constantly moving and flowing to the point where, all these guys will actually get easier looks and better ball movement and more assists. I mean, the Lakers last year, I don't think lost a game, if I'm not mistaken, when they averaged, I think it was like 31 or more assists. Might even been 30. But basically, whenever they got 30 or more, the Lakers were essentially unbeatable. Like, You couldn't beat them. And I get people look at that and go, well, yeah, of course. I mean, if the Lakers just share the basketball, if any team gets 30 assists, yes, but there's teams that do it regularly. There's teams that not. There's teams that just don't move the ball well and don't share the ball well. Lakers were one of the teams that were actually very good at sharing the basketball when they actually were running plays and sets. Darvin Ham got very comfortable defaulting to just let LeBron dribble the ball at the top of the key for 20 of the 24 seconds and then he can make a pass, right? But when LeBron was playing off ball and the ball was moving and you got multiple guys and, everyone's, you have several guys that got 3, 4, 5 assists, all of a sudden Lakers you can't stop them because they have enough offensive weapons and firepower. I think J.J. Redick's going to make the Lakers a top 5 offense. Genuinely. But we'll see. We'll see if that actually translates and it works out. But I think the identity to me is very simple. Very simple. But, as always, this is a discussion and I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with my points? Do you think, the identity is very easy? Do you think, no, you got to change things up. You got to switch it up. Do you think that J.J. Redick is going to make them better? Again, how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.